World. I'm Lipakshi Khurana, coming up in the next 30 minutes. NASA astronauts finally returned to Earth after 9 months in space. The greetings pour in from around the globe. India's Prime Minister Modi welcomes Sunita Williams, says Earth missed you. US Secretary of State Marco Rubio to lead Ukraine ceasefire talks with Russia planned on Sunday in Jeddah after Putin agrees to pause Ukraine energy attacks in his call with Trump. Israel increases pressure on Hamas as airstrikes continue in Gaza after 2 months of truce. US says blame lies solely with Hamas. Gulf nations EU express concern at the flare-up. Trump's clash with the judiciary burst into an open confrontation as Supreme Court judge rebukes him over call for impeachment of federal judge. US judge issue orders blocking implementation of Trump's executive orders. India's External Affairs Minister calls for macro business strategy. Speaking at Raisina Dialogue, he says while nations employ tariffs, he sees it as weaponization. And on to the details. NASA astronauts Butch Wilmore and Sunita Williams returned to Earth after 286-day stay in space. Their return caps a protracted space mission that was fraught with uncertainty and technical troubles. Wilmore and Williams had launched into space as Starliner's first crew in June for what is expected to be an 8-day test mission. But issues with Starliner's propulsion system led to cascading delays to their return home. Finally, they returned to Earth. As more, Fuzail Ahmed reports.
Back on Earth.
Smiles, thumbs ups and cheers. That sums up the mood after safe return of 2 stranded NASA astronauts, Butch Wilmore and Sunny Williams, after their unexpected 286-day space sojourn. SpaceX Crew Dragon spaceship carrying Butch Wilmore and Sunita Williams, alongside fellow American Nick Hague and Russian cosmonaut Alexander Gorbunov, streaked through the atmosphere before deploying parachutes for a gentle splashdown off the Florida coast at 5:57 p.m. local time.
I want to congratulate the entire NASA Commercial Crew Program, the SpaceX team. You know, in many ways, if I step back to last year, this has been 9 months in the making, and I couldn't be prouder of our team's versatility, our team's ability to adapt and really build for the future of human spaceflight and looking at different ways to do business, taking advantage of one vehicle to launch a crew and then bring back the crew in a different vehicle.
Sunita Williams and Butch Wilmore flew on a Boeing Starliner to the space station on June 5 last year and returned in SpaceX's Dragon spacecraft.
SpaceX has been an incredible partner for us. And it shows the benefits of the commercial public-private partnership that we have. So they just been a huge, great partner throughout all this. Crew 9, in addition to the spacewalks that many of you witnessed, they performed just about 150 experiments on board the International Space Station with over 900 hours of research.
The quartet left the International Space Station roughly 17 hours earlier after exchanging final farewells with remaining crew members. Wilmore and Williams' 286-day stay exceeds the usual 6-month ISS rotation and ranks 6th among US records for single mission duration. The world record remains with Russian cosmonaut Valery Polyakov, who spent 437 consecutive days aboard the Mir station, while NASA astronaut Frank Rubio broke the record for the longest single space flight by a US astronaut, spending 371 days in space. NASA astronaut Mark Vande Hey spent 355 days in space. NASA astronaut and Expedition 46 commander Scott Kelly spent a total of 340 days living in space, while Oleg Kononenko, a Russian cosmonaut, set a record for the longest cumulative time spent in space, accumulating 1,111 days across 5 missions. Peggy Whitson spent 675 days, Jeff Williams 534 days, Vande Hayes spent 523 days in space and conducted 4 spacewalks. With 286 days stay in space, Indian origin astronaut Sunita Williams will go down in history for many firsts.
Nick and Butch each conducted 1 spacewalk, and Sunny conducted 2. That actually gave Sunny the record for most time on spacewalks by a woman, and puts her 4th overall in terms of time outside doing spacewalks.
Sunita Williams and Barry Wilmore will undergo a 45-day rehabilitation program to readjust to gravity after their extended stint in microgravity. Fuzail Ahmed reports for DD India.
The White House highlighted U.S. President Donald Trump's role in bringing back NASA astronauts Sunita Williams and Butch Wilmore safely to Earth after being stuck in space for more than 9 months. The White House posted on social media platform X, and I quote, "Promise made, promise kept." President Trump pledged to rescue the astronauts stranded in space for 9 months. Today, they safely splashed down in the Gulf of America thanks to Elon Musk, SpaceX and NASA, unquote. Indian President Draupadi Murmu congratulated the team for safe NASA's crew return. She posted on X, and I quote, "Congratulations to the entire team behind the safe return of NASA's Crew 9 mission on Earth. India's daughter Sunita Williams and her fellow astronauts have inspired everyone with their perseverance, dedication and never say die spirit. The historic journey is a tale of determination, teamwork and extraordinary courage. I salute their unwavering resolve and wish them excellent health," unquote. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi hailed the safe return of NASA astronauts, sharing a picture with NASA astronaut Sunita Williams. Prime Minister Modi wrote, and I quote, "Welcome back, Crew 9. The Earth missed you. There has been a test of grit, courage and the boundless human spirit. Sunita Williams and the Crew 9 astronauts have once again shown us what perseverance truly means. Their unwavering determination in the face of the vast unknown will forever inspire millions. Space exploration is about pushing the limits of human potential, daring to dream and having the courage to turn those dreams into reality. Sunita Williams, a trailblazer and an icon, has exemplified this spirit throughout her career. We are incredibly proud of all those who worked tirelessly to ensure their safe return. They have demonstrated what happens when precision meets passion and technology meets tenacity," unquote. Also, India's Minister for Science and Technology, Dr. Jitendra Singh, hailed the safe homecoming of stranded NASA astronauts. Sharing on social media platform X, he wrote, and I quote, "A moment of glory, pride and relief. The whole world comes together to celebrate the safe return of this illustrious daughter of India, who has instantly gone down in the history for the courage, conviction and consistency with which she endured the uncertainties of space," unquote. Also, Indian Space Research Organization welcomes NASA astronauts, wishes to utilize NASA astronaut expertise in space exploration. On X, ISRO wrote, and I quote, "Welcome back, Sunita Williams. Your safe return after an extended mission aboard the ISS is a remarkable achievement, a testament to NASA, SpaceX and the USA's commitment to space exploration. Your resilience and dedication continue to inspire space enthusiasts around the world. As Secretary DOS and Chairman ISRO, I, on behalf of my colleagues, extend a warm greeting to you and wish you a great day ahead. When Bharat, under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji, is working towards making India as a developed country, we wish to utilize your expertise in the space exploration," unquote. And moving on now, U.S. envoy Steve Witkoff told Fox News on Tuesday that talks with Russia on the Ukraine war will take place on Sunday in Jeddah. Witkoff told Fox News, as I quote, "The devil is in the details. We've got a team going to Saudi Arabia led by our National Security Advisor and our Secretary of State. And I think, we've got to figure out those details," unquote. He was referring to top U.S. diplomat Marco Rubio and White House National Security Advisor Mike Waltz. And President Donald Trump spoke with Russian President Vladimir Putin about ending the conflict in Ukraine. The White House said they began laying the groundwork for a ceasefire that included an agreement to stop attacking energy targets. And Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky later signaled a willingness to discuss next steps with Trump. Here's a report.
US and Russia will engage in talks on a ceasefire in Russia-Ukraine conflict on Sunday in the Saudi Arabian city of Jeddah. This was revealed by US President Donald Trump's special envoy Steve Witkoff. In an interview with the TV news channel, Witkoff said that the US delegation in Saudi Arabia would be led by Secretary of State Marco Rubio and National Security Advisor Mike Waltz. Earlier, in a 90-minute call with the US President Donald Trump, Russian President Vladimir Putin agreed to halt attacks on energy infrastructure targets in Ukraine for 30 days. But Putin did not accept a broader ceasefire proposal that Ukraine is ready to implement. Putin said a comprehensive truce could only work if foreign military aid and intelligence sharing with Ukraine came to an end. Sanctions are not temporary or isolated measures. It's a mechanism of systematic, strategic pressure on our country. Regardless of how the situation develops or what the system of international relations looks like, our competitors will always strive to contain our nation and weaken its economic and technological capabilities. In an interview after the talk, Trump said that he didn't discuss Western aid to Ukraine during a call.
Actually, we didn't talk about aid at all. We talked about a lot of things, but aid was never discussed. We're going to be friendly with both. I think we're going to be friendly with both. China needs us in terms of trade very badly, but we have to straighten out the deficit. We have now more than $1 trillion deficit with China. It's not even believable. And we're going to be doing something about that. And with Russia, they would like to have some of our economic power.
Ukraine reported a barrage of strikes on civilian infrastructure hours after Moscow agreed only to pause attacks on the energy grid.
This is not a game where Putin alone dictates the rules. I think that the assistance will continue. We have assistance from both the United States of America and our European allies. We are in constant contact. I am confident that there will be no betrayal from our partners and the assistance will continue.
Apart from the halt to energy infra, another takeaway from the phone call was the agreement for prisoner swap. Russia and Ukraine will exchange 175 prisoners each on Wednesday. The hopes of any positive move towards permanent cessation will depend on the outcome of talks in Jeddah. Anamika Pandey's report for DD India.
Well, Ukraine and defense are expected to top Brussels summit later this week as EU leaders work to find ways to support Kyiv amid uncertainty over the future of US support under Donald Trump's administration. At the last Special European Council, Hungary withheld support for Ukraine. Italy and Spain said they were not ready to back EU's proposal to pledge up to 40 billion euros in military aid for Ukraine this year, with each country contributing according to the size of its economy. After the rearm, EU plans to strengthen Europe's defense industry and increase military capabilities that could mobilize close to 800 billion euros. The European Commission will invite EU countries to swiftly agree on their most pressing defense needs with a view to launching large-scale pan-European flagship projects. Well, tensions are escalating once again in Gaza after massive overnight airstrikes. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu warned that this is only the beginning. The airstrikes are the largest since a truce was established in January. More on renewed tensions in West Asia in this report. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has vowed to continue military pressure until all hostages are released and further warned that future negotiations with Hamas will take place only under fire.
Israel will fight and Israel will win. We will bring our people home and we will destroy Hamas. We will not relent until we achieve all these vital goals. And we will not rest until we give our country a future of peace, prosperity, and hope.
Netanyahu also urged Palestinians in Gaza to avoid any contact with Hamas and get out of harm's way. He put the blame squarely on Hamas for the present situation.
Hamas refused offer after offer to release our hostages. In the past 2 weeks, Israel did not initiate any military action in the hope that Hamas would change course. Well, that didn't happen.
The United States has also blamed Hamas for the resumption of hostilities, saying they bear total responsibility for the strikes.
The blame for the resumption of hostilities lies solely with Hamas. This brutal terrorist organization has steadfastly refused every proposal and deadline they've been presented over the past few weeks, including a bridge proposal to extend the ceasefire beyond Ramadan and Passover, to allow time to negotiate a framework for a permanent ceasefire. Hamas refused this offer.
While Hamas has warned that the Israeli action could endanger the remaining hostages, the UN has on the other hand pressed for the ceasefire to be respected and for the humanitarian aid to continue for Gaza.
I believe that the role of the UN is to do everything to convince the parties, first, for the ceasefire to be fully respected. Second, for humanitarian aid to have access to Gaza in an unimpeded way. And third, for the unconditional release of hostages. And we will not give up on these objectives.
Gulf nations, EU have expressed concern and called for the cessation of renewed hostilities, while the families of Israeli hostages pleaded with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to halt the violence, fearing for the fate of their loved ones. Aarti Rana's report for DD India. Well, a federal judge on Tuesday blocked billionaire Elon Musk and his Department of Government Efficiency from taking any more steps to shut down the U.S. Agency for International Development. The judge said their efforts to close the agency likely violated the U.S. Constitution. He also ordered President Donald Trump's advisor, Musk and Doge, to restore access to USAID's computer systems for the agency's direct and contract employees, including thousands who have been placed on leave. The ruling came in response to a lawsuit by current and former employees, one of several currently pending over the rapid dismantling of the foreign aid agency. Also, the Chief Justice of the U.S. Supreme Court has released a statement in response to President Donald Trump's call to impeach a judge who ruled against his administration over migrant deportations. U.S. Chief Justice John Roberts rebuked President Trump for suggesting the way to resolve a court dispute was by impeaching the judge. Trump earlier referred to U.S. District Judge as a troublemaker and agitator after he ordered the administration to halt deportations of alleged Venezuelan gang members to El Salvador. The rebuke by Roberts, a conservative who was appointed by Republican former President George W. Bush, and Trump echoes one from 2018 when Roberts defended the judiciary's independence after persistent attacks by Trump during his first term in office. Well, time now for a short break. We'll be back in a while.
Complex issues, hidden agendas, twists and turns, strategic games. We think all dots are linked. We just need to connect them. Join me every week as I connect the dots to unravel hidden designs in statecraft, mysteries, and decode issues that matter to you. Watch Connecting the Dots with me at these times on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Lipakshi Kurana. Moving on, India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar has said tariffs and sanctions are being weaponized and countries use them. He was speaking at the 10th edition of the Raisina Dialogue in New Delhi. Jaishankar, along with other speakers, shared his thoughts on the topic, Commissars and Capitalist, Politics, Business and New World Order. The panel explored how political decisions are shaping businesses and are being implicated by them. Dr. Jaishankar discussed the ways on how business and geopolitical imperatives are reshaping global trade, finance and digital landscapes.
We have seen a much greater weaponization of pretty much any kind of capability or any kind of economic activity. You know, it could be financial flows, it could be energy supplies, it could be technology. We have to negotiate our way through that and see, you know, how best we can do for our own country. Because at the end of the day, for a government, for a commissar of the government, you fight for your business.
Over 3,500 participants from about 125 countries have joined the dialogue in person. In various sessions, the participants are discussing the state of the world and exploring opportunities for cooperation on a wide range of contemporary matters. And in today's session of Destiny or Destination, Culture, Connectivity and Tourism, India's D20 Sherpa Amitabh Kant highlighted that India plays a significant role in job creation and possesses immense potential that is unmatched by any other country.
Be a very, very big driver of job creation. It has a huge multiplier impact in terms of both hard infrastructure, in terms of soft infrastructure. But the fact is that the wealth of heritage, the wealth of the tourism assets which India has, no other country in the world has, and that we need to utilize to its full potential in the days to come. And that can be a very big driver of both growth and job creation for it.
And moving on, the Kathmandu Valley Crime Division has confiscated foreign currencies totaling more than 250 million rupees in Tokha municipality. A team from the division apprehended accused Kusang Lama in Sindhupal Chowk with a container containing foreign currencies in US dollars and euros. The currencies were hidden in a false compartment beneath the driver's seat. The accused has been handed to the Department of Revenue investigation for further investigation. And in business news, the U.S. Federal Reserve began a two-day meeting on interest rates on Tuesday, with little action expected given the growing fears about economic growth, inflation and trade uncertainty. Since his return to office in January, President Donald Trump has embarked on a trade war. While his economic team insists the fears are overblown, consumers and businesses appear wary of the effects of tariffs on inflation, which remains stuck above the Fed's long-term target of 2%. Alongside the rate decision on Wednesday, the Fed will also publish its latest economic forecast. The Fed previously predicted 2 rate cuts in 2025 and for inflation to remain above target this year and next. And on to some sports news now. Two-time Olympic medalist PV Sindhu is set to face Julie Dewald-Jacobsen in the round of 32 of Swiss Open 2025 on Wednesday. Star shuttler Sindhu will continue her quest to regain form after suffering an opening round exit from the All England Championship. Meanwhile, Indian shuttlers Ayush Shetty and S. Sankar Muthuswamy advanced to the main draw of the Swiss Open with commanding performances in the qualifiers on Tuesday. Shetty eased past Cholin Kayan of England to secure a spot in the main round, while Muthuswamy had to battle through 2 rounds, including one against compatriot Tarun Manipali. And the Indian senior men's team is set to host Maldives in a FIFA international friendly at the Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium in Shillong on Wednesday. All eyes will be on Sunil Chhetri, who will feature in his first match since announcing his return to international football. The match will provide the team with much needed game time ahead of the crucial AFC Asian Cup 2027 qualifier against Bangladesh on March 25th. Well, the match will also mark the first time the Blue Tigers are playing in Shillong. Also, the president of the Boxing Federation of India, Ajay Singh, has suspended Secretary General Hemant Kumar Kalita and Treasurer Digvijay Singh following an independent investigation into financial mismanagement. While the decision follows a complaint from the Sports Authority of India regarding alleged financial irregularities within the federation. BFI appointed retired Delhi High Court Judge Justice Sudhir Kumar Jain to conduct an independent inquiry into the matter. Justice Jain's report found Kalita and Singh guilty of serious financial irregularities and mismanagement of funds. As a result, they were immediately suspended from their respective positions in BFI. And Messi-less Argentina have begun training for their 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifier matches against Uruguay and Brazil. Lionel Messi picked injury during Inter Miami's match against Atlanta United in Major League Soccer tournament. As a result, the 37-year-old was left out of the squad and will remain in the United States to recover. Argentina, who led the CONMEBOL qualifying standings with 25 points after 12 games, travelled to second-placed Uruguay on Friday, then host Brazil on March 25th. All right, that's all for this edition of DD India Live. But let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screen to download now. Well, we'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Lipakshi Khurana from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live.